Hello everyone, Sabaki here and welcome back to another episode of the Nine Realms here in Aska where everything is going to be okay. Not just okay, everything is A-O great because in the last episode we finally solved the happiness crisis, and with everyone happy and not threatening to leave the village, we can get back into the swing of things. So the goal for today's episode is to get started on a brand new outpost that will absolutely 100% be the worst place in the Nine Realms to live, worse than Jotengard, worse than my last series actually, which was literally called The Gates of Helheim, because this outpost is going to be for producing cheese. That's right, cheese, and an outpost for cheese means an outpost full of those evil, no good smokers, and we all know how I feel about smokers. Before I get into any of that, I do want to make good on a promise I made at the end of the last episode, and that was to rename a villager after the newest channel member, and I've already found a fitting candidate before I started recording, so let's come into the barracks and pretend to assign someone. Here we are, Jarl. He lives and trains in New Asgard, so we'll be able to keep a close eye on them. Plus, I think it's fitting, because Jarl means chief, and so there's sort of a good logic right there. So let's rename Jarl Lord Vedinok. There we go. I'll try not to get you killed. No promises, though. All right, let's try and figure out where to build our smoker outpost. Let's come into the map here. Let's go ahead and turn off flags for a little bit. I'm not really sure. I know where I don't want it to go. I don't want to go any further east, not right now. We've pushed out that way far enough, and we're having a bit of difficulty with the market routes going that far. So until they come out with a patch specifically targeting market workers, I want to be a bit closer. So I was thinking about this area here, which originally was going to be for our birch outpost, because if we zoom in here, there are a lot of birch trees, but I want to do that somewhere else. We'll talk about it a bit later in the episode, but for now, this is where I want to build the new smoker outpost. So let's come into our build menu. Let's take a look at it. It's under advanced, and we have unlocked it because we did make our hunter's house, the tier 2 version. So let's take a look at what we need to build it. We need 6 posts, 6 beams, and 3 planks. So for me, by myself, it's at least 2 trips with a cart. I think I'll fill the cart up with beams and posts. You know what? I'm going to take that as a sign. This guy just came across with the plank. So instead of 6 posts and 6 beams, I'm doing 6 beams because you always need a lot of beams. And I'm doing 3 posts and 3 planks because I believe in mysterious signs. What did I need in the way of small items? I believe I needed some thatch too, right? As always, takes me 11 clicks to find something. 16 thatch, and I have exactly 8 nails on me. Perfect. Nom 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 nom. Alright, so while I head over there, quick discussion. A new patch came out, not a patch, sorry. Like a new hotfix came out. Haunted tree again. A new hotfix just came out that tweaks a few things. So now what's important to know about that patch is your cooks are no longer going to be using eggs as a filler, which honestly, I mean, sure, it's a year too late. That should never have been a thing. But now you will have a lot more eggs on hand for your pies, because they're not going to be using 3 eggs and a piece of meat to make a stew, which just sounds like a meat omelette to me, to be honest. Like a wet meat omelette if they're using water as well. So yeah, little hotfix out. There's a couple of other things. I don't really care about the other things, but that was, to me, the biggest and most needed change. All right, so here we are. You can sort of see the village in the distance. I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. And so what have we got? It's nice and flat. We have the ocean nearby, so perhaps some wandering wisps will come nearby. I don't hear or see any smoker, which is kind of a bad sign. It means I'm going to have to be going quite far to bring them in. But yeah, this will be fine. I turned my UI on at the wrong moment there. what was that? It's probably a smoker alarm, actually. Speaking of, I don't see anything on the map. So, okay. First thing, let's go ahead and put down an outpost. It is 6 o'clock in the evening, though. That has gone very, very quickly. I really like this area over here for the outpost, actually. It's just the right size, surrounded by trees, so we'll be able to chop them down and get this up really, really quickly. Plus, also, once it is up, we'll have a nice little tree line nearby, which could look really, really cool. I'm all about the aesthetics more than anything. I think you all know that by now. Oh, that was extremely lucky. I got that on the last hit of my hoe. It just broke. That went up really, really fast, and it's still the middle of the night, so I'm just going to add some more while I wait for sunrise. Whew. All right, good morning. There is our outpost. A little bit's wrong with it, though. Let's go ahead and make some tweaks. I did put up, actually, I put up the reinforced wall and the simple wall just to kill some time overnight, because it's actually getting really, really fast putting these things up. But let's come into here. Let's open up the outpost menu. First of all, green. Green is our farming outpost. We want a nice, rich yellow, because this is going to be our... I'm not going to say it, it's going to be our cheese smeeze outpost. And outpost name, for now, happy to get your guys' thoughts. I've been thinking long and hard about this, but I am thinking of Smilkerton. Let me know if you guys have a better one, but for now, yellow flag Smilkerton. There we go. Love it. All right, so next, I want to do something a little bit differently as well than we've been doing with... Look at that, by the way, really quickly. Just interrupt myself. Well, now it's not so good. It's just too much shadow. Okay, so I want to do things a little bit differently with this outpost because this is now outpost number 4. It is our 5th realm, and I'm becoming exceptionally good at knowing what not to do. So I want to try something a little bit differently, see if we can get it up and running a little bit faster. And mainly that's going to just be involving building all the infrastructure up before moving people out here and having to deal with all the market routes, just because I don't want to deal with the market routes. I also don't want to deal with natural water collectors getting in my way. Okay, where do I want you to go? About there, maybe? About there looks good. That looks good. And I don't have a hoe anymore, so I will have to wait for a builder. I should probably just make one. Got me a couple of helpers. Actually, I should probably... Ooh, got a lot. Oh, I got a lot of helpers, actually. I wonder if I can quickly drop all these. Oh, they're going to go and get the normal resources. I'll just swing about and put in the refined wood. Like so. Oh, I should have written that down. You know what? That was a good call on my part by mixing these out. Let's put down the posts, and my guys should be able to handle... There we go. The logs, at least from step 1. There should be plenty of logs around. I should probably cut down a few more trees, though, before somebody makes the trip all the way back home. Oh, they got it as well. They got it. There's... Oh, okay, so nails and planks. It's also a good idea that I brought the planks with me, because I got all of those. So we can power through, you know, the first 2 steps like this. And there's step 3. I have the thatch and the beams. Ooh, I think I'm 1 post short though. But I have learnt that the first 3 steps can be done in 1 single cart's load, and that will be helpful for the rest of them. Yes, the rest of them. Because you know what I always say, why build one when you can build 4 for 4 times the cost? I don't usually say it that way, but that's what we're doing. I think I broke my axe now. Why is the sky red? There's a blood moon? I didn't hear a bell. They've destroyed a couple of gates and a bit of my fence, but my defenders were actually doing a pretty good job. Why didn't I hear the bell? It would help if you were using an axe bucky and not a pickaxe, you muppet. Well, that was altogether a little bit too stressful. No alarm went off then, or if it did, I was completely zoned out with my smoker pens. I'll let you guys decide which one it was, and I'll get back to my smoker pens. There it is. Smilkerton is up and running, kind of. I mean, the industry part, and I've decided to go with the same 4-pen setup that I did in the animal husbandry update video I made. Although one thing I learned, if you do want to go for a setup that looks like this, I like making it look like 1 large pen rather than 4 little ones, but do make sure to leave a large gap in the middle, because when I made it, I was finding my my deliveries, my market workers and also my pen workers were getting stuck in this gate because they couldn't get out. It was too close to that. So if you follow this design, just go ahead and make, you know, that nice little gap in the middle. Okay, next up for this town, again, I'm taking it a bit slower than my other outposts where I sort of like try to cram everything into one. It might take until the next episode to get it up and running. But the next thing I want to do is I do want to put down a house for the people to live in. I'm not going to populate it right away. It will have to sit for a bit. But again, just to be a little bit different than all the other outposts, I'm not following the same let's just build cottages everywhere. I'm going to go ahead with a longhouse. We have the resources. It's just a time investment when it comes to, you know, the back and forth from the main town. So I'm going to pop it down. Now, these do come with, was it -20? Comfort level is -20, which makes sense because nobody wants to live next to these wretched creatures. So I'm going to put our longhouses on this side of the clearing. There's a lot of room over here and it is still nice and flat. I'm thinking perhaps about here is where I'm thinking it's kind of far enough away. You know, we could be between a rock and a hard place right there. So let's go ahead and grab this. That'll get in the way. Is there anything else in my way? There's not. Let's give it a bit of an angle. Oh yeah, let's give it a bit of an angle. Again, like let's try, I want to try and make things look a little bit more organic. We are kind of like respecting the topography. I'm not going to blow these rocks up, but I am going to pop you in there. Hopefully that's far enough away. There are no monsters back here, right? I think we're kind of near a beach. We are near the beach. We might have some wandering wisps, but that's okay because we'll be taking care of that with some warriors and patrols when it comes to it. But yeah, I kind of like this there. It's going to look lovely. Probably won't smell nice out here, though. Look at them go, my little army of builders, hard at work. You love to see it. Not as efficient as a single cart, but, you know, they do what they can. Alright, we're about halfway done with the longhouse. It's nighttime, a little bit before 10. Don't think we're going to get a blood moon because we just had one recently. So I could probably crack out the rest of the longhouse before dawn. That's an odd path they're taking. It's a very odd path they're taking. They said they updated their pathing. I have my doubts. I do have my doubts. It's just one of those things. It's going to take time to iron out, probably. Not the greatest excuse, though. It's become very, very easy to get long houses up, by the way, given the amount of builders I have. I still haven't reassigned everyone that I unassigned from workstations in the Happiness Fix update. Like, I don't need stonecutters right now, so I'm quite happy for them to stay as builders, but yeah, with the amount of builders we have and now the amount of resources we just have sitting in New Asgard, all of that refined wood, yeah, I'm getting longhouses up in about, you know, give or take a day, really. Longhouse done. We got an achievement, but of course I have the UI off, so I have no idea what that was. We got the longhousing one before, so not really sure what that is. I'm curious. I've actually never looked if it's cheaper to build a large expansion than it is to build just a brand new longhouse. And no, those are the same materials. And the small expansion, honestly, for the size it is and how many extra beds you get, I don't think that's worth it either. It's still pretty expensive. It's almost as expensive as the large expansion. It's what, like four, 5 pieces less so? Yeah, not really worth it for the vision I have, at least. So you know what I'm going to say? Why build one when you can't? You came all this way. You can do the last one. There you go. There you go. All right. This time I will leave my builders to do most of it. I'm just going to come along here and dump the rest of the stuff I have. I want to go and sort out a few things for New Asgard. I think I have to go up to the mine, unfortunately, and reset that again. You know, your standard Sir Bucky side quest / tangent distraction thing I'm known for. And you know what? Let's get ahead of it and just request 4 smilk flasks to be made, since we'll be having 4 pen workers. And then that way, when it comes time to set up the deliveries, they should be in stock ready for it. That's 7 bombs. Do I have any more Jotun blood? I do not. Do I have any more bombs? I also do not. Okay, let's head down to the mine. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I reset the mine in the last episode. I brought 6 bombs down with me. I believe it was 6. And now that I'm back down here just a few short days later in the literal next episode, I'm kind of over it already. I don't want to do this every single episode. I think it's about time that miners were able to do this themselves. Our crafters can craft these things, our warehouses can store them, our market workers can transport them, so it makes sense that the miners, at the very least by now, should be able to use them themselves. Maybe it's something that unlocks when they get to level 100 skill. I don't know, but I certainly don't want to be coming down here every single episode just so I can keep my industry going on and on. Alright, that's taken care of. Ooh, fresh air. Okay, let's take a brief pause to talk about something very, very quickly. Where we've built, or where we are going to be building, the Smilker Cheese Outpost, that was originally going to be where our birch outpost is, because we have all these birch trees, so we're going to put a whole bunch of woodcutters down to clear it out, and then a whole bunch of foresters to replant them. Having our smoker outpost here, that does complicate things slightly, so I'm thinking, because the mine here has run out and I don't want to come back here every other day to reset it, I'm thinking about making Nithafeklik, the birchwood hardwood farming outpost, and then building another outpost probably down here for mining, and that will be really, really quick to get off the ground because all I have to do is build a quick outpost, reassign the miners there. Neath already up and running, has all the infrastructure. We just need to build a couple of woodcutters out here, set them to hardwood, put down a couple of foresters, and boom, this outpost can be repurposed in a jiffy, and the mine outpost will take probably another episode to get up and running just to build the rest of the infrastructure. Do I want to go to Blauber Acre while I'm out here and check on things? No, not really. No, I don't. Actually, I do. I should go check on it just to make sure it hasn't exploded. Look at this, though. The farms are up and running. No dead plants, no crying, no screaming, no nothing going on. Just a very peaceful farming village back on its feet. That is a good thing to see. I am so happy with that. Although we do have one field here, a little bit dead, but that's our flax farm. Couldn't care less. Still happy. Alright, what's your beef, Mr. Barbecue Spit Guy? Ah, you are out of fuel. We are out of fuel here. Now, that is something I know I forgot to do. I had a whole plan for it, but I completely forgot to do it. So, hopefully, we can kickstart a fix for that today. Nope, this is the wrong warehouse. Okay, so I want to add in a coal storage here, and then we can start shipping in coal from New Asgard, where we will probably by now have plenty. And if we don't, again, I have a whole fix for that in mind. So let's go ahead, pop this down, and then we'll just add coal to the delivery that we're getting out here of those tools and arrows and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I redid our market route so that everything comes from New Asgard now. Yep, it is Ragnar's route. Let's go ahead and open this. Ooh. Hey, look at that. They got a whole new UI for this thing. Oh, that is so much clearer. How do I... Actually, a little bit clearer. How do I add stuff? Oh, I see. You just click the item in the bottom part here and then add in the quantity. That's looking good, devs. That's looking real good. That is a much better UI. I think that's great. I've been complaining about this for a long time. I still don't think they're the greatest order. You should have, like, the regular axe should be here. Stone axe, iron axe, regular pickaxe. You know, I think they could work on the order a little bit, but it's much better than it was. Yeah, I like that a lot. I do like that a lot. And it only shows you what you've got or what you can trade. So that's perfect. That's perfect. Actually, let's just do 20 coal. Like that. Save you. And then we'll come into here and we'll just say 20 coal in you. Save. Wait, what? You can save them now? You can save presets? I have no idea why I clicked that button. My brain was just like, hit the save button. That is going to be very, very handy when we get around to making more tool racks and saving a preset with 0 everything. Okay, on my way back to New Asgard, let's talk about what I'm going to be doing with fuel. I'm going to be making a firewood-only storage back at New Asgard, and then that storage is going to be blocked for everyone except for the coal maker, and then we're going to have a coal-only warehouse as well. That is going to be whitelisted for everyone. Speaking of coal, let's make another storage here in Neath for the same reasons we did at Blauber Acre. Oh no. Oh, I'm out of room. Oh, how can I make this fit? I'm going to have to get rid of the weapon and tool rack, push it back a little bit, and then put the coal in front of it because I put this one a little bit too far forward. All done. Tactical roll. All right, downside is I'm going to have to come into here again and reset everything as it was. So let's just go through here and make everything 0 quantity. Wait, is this what I think it is? Are you sure you want to set all task quantities to 0? Yes, yes I am. I have been asking for that as well for the longest time. That is the brilliant change. The devs were cooking with this little update. Good job. Absolutely saving this as a tool rack preset just because it is easier to start with everything turned off and at 0 and just add what I want in a tool rack in an outpost rather than take everything I don't want off. 10 out of 10. No notes. Thank you very much. Run, little smokers, run. Also, I'm not going to be getting smokers for the Outpost this episode because I don't think we're going to get around to getting anyone in it. But I got a lot of comments in the last video, a lot of people in the Discord too, saying that I had gone soft on smokers. Me, just because I wasn't actively hunting them down and exploding them. So I'll have to think of something to do to remind all of you my feeling on these little bastards. But yeah, just because I'm not hunting the smokers down in the worst ways imaginable doesn't mean I forgive them for all they've done. Oh, bugger. So apparently we have gone through most of our refined wood supplies, which isn't surprising because we've made 4 smoker pens and almost 2 full longhouses worth. So not that surprising. Now I'm just here babysitting Lars, throwing logs onto his little wooden horse there whenever he finishes one because I want him to only make posts. We have plenty of planks. I don't want him to waste any of the logs or long sticks that we have in storage making posts or shafts. So yeah, this is me for the next couple of in-game hours, just making sure he makes me the resources I need to finish the longhouse. Alright, here we go. Hopefully this is enough. I can't remember how many beams I have, and I can't remember how many beams we need for the second part, but we'll find out in a second, I guess. Right, well, we did not have enough of the beams, so while I wait for those to get crafted, I want to put down a warehouse, which is going to be that warehouse we spoke about earlier. It's going to be just for firewood when it's up and running with one person working. We don't need a double shift, just one person working to gather up all the firewood we'll be needing for the coal maker. Oh no! No, they're gonna finish the longhouse and I'm going to miss the nice shot of it. No! No! You know how I like my establishing shots of things being built! Well, I guess we kind of saw it from like, what, 200 meters away? Oh, I'm sad about that. But there they are, those 2 longhouses. They look really, really nice. And again, I know you can put them together. I know that's the whole point of these things. One longhouse, you can have one fireplace. It heats up, it's more efficient. I am not going for efficiency. I almost never do. I think this looks really, really cool. But this place does look like a really, really nice place to live, which is kind of ironic because it's going to be full of smokers and not a nice place to live. Cool, happy about that. Gonna put a pin in Smilkerton for the rest of the episode. There's not enough time to build anything. I do want to wrap things up soon. We're not going to assign anyone, no market routes, no more buildings, no nothing. We'll do that in the next episode. What I do want to do is I want to finish off the firewood storage before I forget and just put ourselves in a position to start mass producing coal, since I do want to start shipping that all over the island to all of our other outposts, just so that we have it in time for winter, just so that we're burning more efficiently moving forward. And I'll just let the builders deal with the rest of that. Let's come into here, into our storage, find some firewood and just spam these along the sides like so. Out here, I know we're going to be having a hardwood outpost for birch farming, but I do want to have a regular forester in New Asgard, just set to growing either the small or the regular fir trees, just as a source of firewood. Looks like we got a couple of things in the way. Let's get rid of these corpses. Oh, are you serious? It's the end of the episode. I don't have time for this. Well, on the upside, the Blood Moon did bring those jumpy boys, which brought Jotun Blood, which brings a villager. Let's go with Frey. I like bear power. Oh, did you see that? Something just exploded on me. Oh, it was my top. My chest piece has exploded, and now I don't have any armor, except for my default clothing. That is a bummer. That was a really, really nice piece too. That was the heavy leather gambeson. Holy potato, that is a lot of leather hats. Probably do something about that because they are burning through probably my leather supply. So let's grab a linen gambeson for now and come back into the task menu, set everything down to 5 maximum. This is the new bestest thing ever in the world, by the way. We don't look as nice as we once did, but it's still a nice enough armor model, and it will do for now. Not the best, but it will do. And there is more armor in the game, actually. I'm hesitant to craft it though because they deteriorate so bloody quickly, but maybe before the next invasion we can get ourselves out in something very, very fancy. But okay, lightning stick harvest for at least one of those bloody firewood storages so we can set it up and be on our way. Alright, as for who to work here, Oscar, you look fine. Let's go ahead and put you on the day 1 schedule. And that looks fan-bloody-tastic. Alright, next up, let's set the whitelist, block everyone and only let the coal bakers access the firewood. We don't want people burning it all, we want it turned into coal, which burns much more efficiently. Or it will, if I can bloody find them. There they are. Also, I keep being asked by people why I'm not putting roofs on top of my warehouses. 2 reasons. First of all, I'm lazy and forgetful. You should all know this by now. But the other reason is adding a roof does nothing when it comes to the durability of the items in the warehouse. Once they're in the warehouse, their durability reduction stops, except for clothing, apparently. So putting a roof on is just an aesthetic thing. It also increases the hit points of the warehouse, but it doesn't actually do anything for the items in the warehouse. Maybe that'll change at some point, but for now, it's mostly an aesthetic thing and a hit point thing, and I'll get to it eventually. Okay, I'm going to leave this episode here, but before I do, quick shout out and huge thank you to the newest channel member, Grimwolf, who, like Bedenock before him, has joined as a fully fledged Lord. Thank you, Grim, for your support, and you can look forward to the next episode where you, too, will get someone named after you, and I already know who it's going to be, and you're not going to be disappointed, or you are going to be really, really disappointed. Either way, I'm going to laugh. But welcome to Smilkerton, or the beginnings of, at least. We still need to do a few things, the cheesemaker, the starters, as well as some other odds and ends, but we'll get to that in the next episode, and we'll also be getting around to rounding up all those smelly little pests. Not looking forward to that at all either, mostly because I think the nearest spawn is on the other side of town. Smart location, Bucky. Flawless as ever. So thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed your time here, then please consider grabbing a sub, dropping a like or leaving a comment, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.